Welcome, foolish mortals, to the haunted live stream. I am your host, your ghost host. Kindly step all the way in, please, and make room for everyone. There's no turning back now. Hi, everyone. Welcome to July 28th. 2023, and that little intro I just did is inspired by Walt Disney's Haunted Mansion attraction, and I'm doing that because I just saw the movie last night, and I'm still very much thinking about everything I saw. It was a lot of fun. It was great to see the characters and the lore come to life in a new way, and in many ways a better way than the previous attempt, I should say. So I kind of have that on the mind today. But along with that, I also wanted to point out that this is the last week's show was like 2 days before my big Austinversary, and the Austinversary I've come to label it is my annual celebration of when I moved to Austin. Well, this weekend it became 10 years since I moved here, and that's a pretty big deal, I think. I never would have imagined I would move to Austin, Texas. It was never something I thought about growing up, so it was very it caught me by surprise, and so it's worth celebrating. And so there you go. So now it's been 10 years as of this past Sunday, and I just thought I'd let you know about that. And so, what am I doing? What am I doing here? If you may be wondering, because maybe you're new. I've had a lot of new people recently join me on Facebook. I've had new people joining me on YouTube, which is very exciting. Well, this, if you must know, this is my live draw. Welcome. I do these every Friday night at 8 p.m. Central. This is an hour where I do some drawing. I talk to you if you're here with me, which is really exciting because that means I get to interact with you and answer your questions and tell you all about what I'm working on. Thank you, Laura, for the congratulations on the Austinversary. I really appreciate that. So I would have liked to have done something large and extravagant for a 10-year anniversary. I love celebrating anniversaries. This year, it was not going to work out that way for various reasons. And so, I may put off the celebration, the official celebration, maybe for another month or two down the road. We'll see. But I was excited within my heart, and I got to spend some time with some local friends, which was cool, and watch some Disney movies, which is great. I'm doing this thing right now where, and I was gonna do it by myself, but a buddy of mine who was also really into animation agreed to join me on this journey. You may have heard or you may have seen Disney promoting their big 100th anniversary this year. That's 100 years since the founding of the company, not 100 years since any particular movie or property. But to celebrate the 100 years of Disney, what I've been doing for myself, and again, I've roped a friend into this. They didn't know they were going to be doing this. I didn't know they were going to be joining me, and it just kind of happened. Is we are watching all of the Walt Disney animated feature films in the order of their release. Now, we're not doing this in a marathon because that would be crazy. We're doing it like we're trying to get one in there every week, so when our schedules collide properly. But we're watching them in the order of their release. And the reason why I wanted to do this was I've never done it before. And I also think it's kind of interesting to sort of see if I can sense any kind of growth in the studio creatively. I know a lot of those early years were tumultuous. There were war years that were very hard on the studio that led to them almost getting shut down. So, it's kind of it's not 100% fair watching them without knowing all the context, but I still think it's interesting to kind of watch these films and see what the direction the studio is taking with each new entry. And that means I believe there are 61 films. I might be getting that number wrong. It's either 61 or 62, one of which is coming out in November of this year. So ideally, my friend and I will get all of these films watched before November, and then we can go see Wish in theaters. Wish is the next Walt Disney feature animated film. So that's kind of my thoughts on stuff for the evening. What am I working on tonight? Well, believe it or not, I'm still on scene 6. Scene 6, for those of you who do not know, is the most recent scene in the animated cartoon that I'm working on, hand drawing, based on the characters you see over my shoulder there and over my shoulder there. And scene 6 has been something of a unexpectedly big challenge because I've been working on it for at least 2 weeks. I don't know when I started scene 6. And I was trying to figure out why is it taking me so long, and then I went and looked at what I've got done so far, and it's because scene 6 has a lot of acting, a lot of physical jumping movements, things I don't do a lot of all the time. It's also at least 12 seconds long. And that might not sound like a long time, 12 seconds, because it is seconds after all. But you should know that the majority of animated scenes that at least I deal with, and when I watch animation for TV, I kind of sometimes pay attention to how many seconds a scene is. Most scenes are like 3 seconds. Sometimes they vary in length, but a lot of them, like the average, I would say, is like 3 seconds. So to be doing a scene that's 12 seconds, it's actually going to be even longer than that by the time I'm done with it. It might be closer to 15. We'll see. But that's kind of a lot. I'm a little bit nervous about how that's going to feel in context with a bunch of other scenes. It might not be bad at all. It might actually just mix things up a little bit. So I don't really know, but I'll find out. I kind of forgot to put some music on, didn't I? I was going to put on some of the music that comes with this software that I'm using. And there's a really cool song I like called Feeding the Ducks. Feeding the Ducks. There it is. And so anyway, that's good. That sets the mood real nice. Anyway, got a little sparkling water there to keep me from getting too parched. Anyway, this hour is a time for you, the audience who decided to join me. This is the time for you, if you feel like it, to interact with me. You can write comments. You can ask me questions. You can talk about stuff. I'm totally cool with that. You can just hang out with me, and I'll just, keep you entertained in whatever ways I can, in a low-key way. You can also, if you're a creative type person and you're working on your own projects, I would encourage you to take those projects out right now, and maybe work on them while I'm also working. And then we can kind of be working on stuff in the same room at the same time. I think it's kind of a nice thing to do. I always appreciate that when people tell me, "Hey, I was crocheting the whole time." I'm like, "Great, that's awesome." But the drawings I currently have on my board, I have my main character of this cartoon, and he is currently he's doing this thing where he's kind of like bounce jumping. He's like jumping from one place to the next. I have him doing it like 3 or 4 times. He's like do. Like I have him doing that kind of a thing. So this is sort of what this is an example. You can see that. I'm not sure that's even. good way to show it to you. Let's see. I can do it to the beat. So that's what I'm working on tonight. I'm trying to get this sequence where he is kind of jumping really excitedly, and it's very rapid movement. So, this is, I keep giving myself different actions to animate in each scene, which is good because it keeps me on my toes. But like the bad part about it is I never really get to a point where I feel like super like this again. So I don't know, you could say that's actually a good thing. But sometimes it's like, oh man, I'm always trying to figure something out, which is fun because it's a puzzle, but at the same time it kind of stops me from being too quick about anything. And I definitely want to keep things moving. One of the things about working on any large project really is being able to maintain a certain momentum. So as it stands right now, I try to get at least a couple of drawings done a day. I don't always get a couple of drawings done a day. I'm working towards doing that, but I've been pretty good about it. And on the days when I don't have to do my day job for too much, I'm usually sitting at my desk for a good 6 hours and just sort of like grinding these, things out. So, so right now I'm just gonna see if I can tonight maybe get at least 1 or 2 drawings going. Thank you for the thumbs ups. I appreciate that. If you guys are watching on YouTube, please like the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe on YouTube. It does help me a lot because it makes, even if you're like, yeah, I'm already on board, Phil, why would I like the video? Because when you like the video on YouTube and you put a comment in the comment section, it tells YouTube to show other people the video. So it helps me a lot too. And that's a free thing you can do. I'm not even asking you to like throw money my way. If you want to throw money my way, there's plenty of opportunities scrolling across the bottom of the screen. But I'm not going to make this about that. So don't you worry. I'm going to get started on drawing here. I'm trying to see where the frames are that I was planning on doing a specific section tonight. Oh, I'm going to show you a blur frame. Before I get started, let me show you a blur frame. A blur frame is becoming one of my favorite tools because like it's very, very handy. It's this thing that happens in animation when you need to show a lot of information very, very quickly, but you don't want to do it over the course of several pages because doing that inherently slows it down. Because if you make it 1 drawing per image, that slows it down. If you do a bunch of drawings on 1 piece of paper, well then that speeds it up. So like a blur, I'll show you a blur. That is a blur. Okay, now you can't see his legs because his legs are separate, but if that looks like a crazy alien hybrid creature, really what you're looking at there is me drawing several drawings on the same piece of paper. And it may make you scratch your head and go, why on earth does Phil think that would work? But believe it or not, it works. When you play it in succession, it reads as a very fast movement. Hey, Jack is there. Hey, Jack. Welcome back. Nice to see you again. I met Jack a couple weeks ago when I was doing a job downtown and invited him to my live stream. And before you know it, he was here visiting me on YouTube. So hello. Oh, I got to give a shout out also to Ryan Shaver. Ryan is one of my top tiered Patreon patrons, and one of the benefits of being a top tiered patron is I shout your name out every time I do one of these live stream videos, as long as I remember. So thank you, Ryan, for being my top tiered patron. And yeah, so that's your shout out. Right now I'm trying to locate the drawings that are going to become my starting and ending points on tonight's live draw. So give me 1 moment to figure out where I put them, because as I do this project, I am ending up with like stacks and stacks of drawings, and sometimes I don't have them organized in the best way possible, which is definitely a thing I need to work on. But developing a system is all part of it. Developing a pipeline, as it's called. That's nothing in this stack, is it? Nothing in this stack. That's fantastic. How did I misplace these drawings? Are they here? They're not over here. Well, this is an exciting live stream. You get to watch me not know what I'm looking at. Is it not in these? It might be in these. Let's take a look here. Everyone's like, Phil, what are you doing, buddy? Everyone who was watching me a second ago has since stopped watching. Okay, so I'm starting on that image, and then I'm going to that image. Oh, I actually had it all along. I just didn't realize I had it. Okay. So it's this drawing here is my ending point that I'm going to be working on tonight. This is where I want things to end up. Okay. That's my ending point. And now I got to grab my beginning point. And then once I have that, I can get started. I think this is my beginning point. Let me just double check my frame of reference. Yep. Okay, so there it is. Got it. So this is my other drawing that I'm going to be working off of tonight. And I need to get him from position A to position B. So that's going to be interesting. Okay. Well, I don't know how that's going to work. How is that going to work? Oh, I see. I see how I want to do that. That's going to be interesting. Well, this is a bit of a puzzle. I'm already working on a puzzle now. Well, hope you're ready to watch a lot of me thinking. That's what's going to happen. I'm doing a lot of thinking right now. All right, got my handy dandy color erase Prismacolor non-photo blue pencil. Got my handy dandy little metal sharpener, which is honestly all you need. And I've got my favorite marker. Wow. I've got my favorite eraser, General's Tri-Tip. No, I did not get any sponsoring for this video from General's Tri-Tip, or really anybody. I guess other than the patrons, I don't have any sponsors. But I just like to show you guys the tools that I'm using. Not doing anything fancy. I'm just using paper and pencil and kind of figuring things out as I go. Now let me go ahead and take my move it this way. Oh, I probably should also point out I added a new item to my collection behind me today, actually. They were having a sale at Target, and I am going to show you what I got because I'm super excited about it. So there's a movie from the 50s called This Island Earth. It's an old science fiction movie, and there's a crazy monster in the movie called the Metaluna Mutant, and it's just like big brainy looking monster that I've always loved. I think it's a great design for a monster. Very similar to the Martians from Mars Attacks, which you might have noticed behind my head here, and I'm a big fan of that as well. There's this company called Super 7, and they make these toys that they're meant to look like toys, like old toys, back when toys were, you know, little hunks of plastic, and maybe they weren't the most accurate looking or didn't have the most points of articulation. So it's meant to look like they're like you found an old toy, but they're making it now. Okay, they're collectibles, and the idea is that the cardboard that the toy is attached to is just as much a part of the art piece as the toy. So this is the Metaluna Mutant. I picked him up today at Target. Yes, he glows in the dark. I have not tested it out yet. And then here's the back of the packaging. The Metaluna Mutant. How cool. How cool. Super 7 is the company. Typically, these guys sell their toys for $20. and I do not typically buy them under $20 because I don't have the available funds to just drop that all the time. But I got him on sale. They had him on sale for like $11.99. So, and they had one left, so I picked them up from the Target that I was at. So if you are looking forward to getting one of these for your own collection, they are currently $11.99. I think all Super 7 toys at Target are currently $11.99. So not a bad time to go and grab some. And they'll do a lot of like newer stuff too. They'll do like, you know, Breaking Bad or something like that. Something that wasn't around when old toys were being made. So I'm gonna put that back in the cabinet because that's where it goes. I'm gonna join my Martians in there. I think it's a very appropriate place for it to go. All right, so I need to go ahead and get this figured out. What I'm gonna be doing with this sequence. Get this figured out. All right, stepping on his right foot. Left foot's in the air. You get left foot over to where right foot is. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that for sure. Hey, if you're just joining me, welcome. I'm Phil. This is my weekly live draw. Thanks for hanging out. Feel free to chat with me in the chat if you like, or just enjoy the chill vibes that I'm trying to establish as the music ends. So much for the chill vibes. That's all right, because it's on loop and it's going to start again. Yeah. The joys of music that I don't have to pay to use. It's really wonderful. Up here. There we go. Oh, that doesn't look good at all. Oh, it's awful. that going to work? Let's find out. Yeah, that's kind of working. I'm going to need another frame in between that to work. Make that work. I managed to get one frame sort of locked in, which is really great. And now I need another in between leading up to it so that it feels like an appropriate flow. I'll show you the frame I'm talking about. This is the one I just got done drawing. Which might not look like a whole lot of anything, but especially because it's blurry. What the heck? Hold on, I'm sorry. Let's try that again. There we go. So I needed that frame, but I also need a frame that leads into that frame. Now I'm going to use this one, the one I just made, as my endpoint. I'm going to switch that up. And that should help me get the other part, which should help me complete this mini jump moment that I'm doing. It's going to have to jump in this bit. Again, the scene I'm drawing right now, or the part of scene 6 I'm drawing right now, my main character is hopping from one foot to the other, back and forth in between two tabletops, we'll call them, that have laptops on them. And he is jumping in between them, and I'm trying to get it so that as he's jumping from left to right, he is also saying parts of the line. I think the line is something like here. I think it's "buy these laptops," which is 4 syllables. And so what I'm trying to get him to do is to land on a foot on each syllable. So right, left, right, left. So "buy these laptops." That's what I'm trying to get him to do. It's very, very quick. It's a lot of movement in a very short period of time. And I'm not even sure if it's going to work, but I think it'll work. And that is what I'm working on right now. So the syllable that I'm currently illustrating him moving on is the word "buy." So it's "buy." He's jumping onto his left foot. Buy these laptops. And on the last syllable of the phrase, on tops, I'm going to try to do it where he jumps and does I think 180-degree turn mid-air. Some complicated stuff that I don't tend to do. That's why scene 6 is such a major pain in the butt, but also why it's really pushing me to be a better animator in just the one scene. There's like a lot of stuff happening in one scene, a lot of acting happening, and I'm very grateful for it. But I'll be honest, like when I get done with the scene, I'm not going to feel too bad about that either. And I've got 3 scenes after this one that are, I think, all like 2 or 3 seconds apiece. So I got some easier ones lined up, and I will get to those in the weeks ahead. I hope to be done with scene 6 relatively soon. I don't know how soon that is, but relatively. I got a lot of in-betweening to do. Maybe by the time next Friday gets here, I'll have like a different scene to work on. We'll see. No promises though. I may still be working on scene 6, possibly. And with each little jump, or with each step, I should say, I have him doing like a hop, a little short hop in the air. So I have to make it so that it looks like he's hopping, which is interesting. Really, the way to do that is to try to establish some weight, specifically when landing. It's also a good time to utilize some squash and stretch techniques. And if you are not somebody who does this, you might not know the term squash and stretch, but squash and stretch kind of is exactly what it sounds like. Essentially, you are taking your character, squashing them, and stretching them, elongating, depending on what the action is, because that will serve as a way to enhance the drama of that action. So if somebody's landing, when they land, you want to maybe think about drawing them a little bit wider, not whiter, wider, for like a frame or two. When you do that, it like increases the impact of that impact. It makes it feel more impactful. I love using the word itself to try to define something. It's the best. So right now the frame I'm drawing is going to be more of a stretch frame. I'm going to draw him a little bit skinnier so that when he jumps in the air, he kind of like thins out, and then when he lands, he kind of widens out. That's the idea behind it. Think of it like a bouncing ball. quiet room tonight. Quiet room tonight. Everybody's got their thinking caps on. Or they're out doing something fun on a Friday night. I can't imagine why they'd be doing that. I don't blame you. I'm always surprised that anybody's here hanging out with me. Friday night. I get it. And again, the Friday nights for me have always kind of been a great time to be home. I don't mind it one bit. All right, so now gotta get these legs going. That works. Oh, it might be working. Yeah. It's gonna go up. Just down there. So. Hey, if you're watching this video on the rewind, hello to you. Thanks for watching this after the fact, when you can't interact with me in real time at all. But you still can make comments, and I can still see them later on. I can respond to them later on. So that's the thing. All right, let's get this going here. Switching between the lights. It's been 45 minutes already. Good grief. Where did the time go? I got invited to go see Rocky Horror Picture Show tonight, but the invitation came very late. It came like an hour before I came on here to do my live stream, and I was like, "That is not enough. I can't drop everything and just go." A, I have a live stream to do, and yes, this matters to me enough to cancel plans. But B, I have a job tomorrow morning that starts at 8:30. Yes, on a Saturday. and I really don't want to be out late and feel like crap in the morning for a job where I'm going to need to be awake. So, fortunately, those plans did not happen for me tonight. I totally would have gone, though. You kidding me? I haven't seen Rocky Horror in ages. That would have been fun times. Fun times at the OK Corral. That's what I say. All right. Man, this is a quiet room tonight. Good grief. You guys are forcing me to talk to myself more than I usually do. And it does happen by itself. The difference is now I'm on camera and there's other folks who have the potential to hear me. That's always the thing. All right, now in theory, this should work. In theory, I could scan all these images in right now and find out, but I'll save that for off camera. I don't really think that's a very good on-camera behavior. It's a lot of me staring at my computer screen. It's even less exciting than watching me draw. So right now I'm just kind of like just tidying up my lines a little bit. So now let's see if this actually works. Could be interesting. Let me put these in order that they are on. In theory, I should be able to flip these and see what I want. Kind of work. And really just see these two. See what I did. See what those are doing. I don't like that elbow. That elbow is doing something weird. Doing something weird. Need to fix it. Hello, new viewer, whoever just came in, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. Please feel free to say hi, and feel like hanging out with me. Toss this video a like, because it helps other folks find this video. Yeah, I think that's better. We'll find out in a minute. Oh, look, you can actually see me like doing the thing. That's cool. That's cool. So those drawings are the two that I got done tonight. Those should be helpful. Let me see if there was another section I wanted to attempt while I have a few minutes left here. Oh, right, it was that part. Oh boy, how am I going to do that? Yeah, okay. Well, that's going to be interesting. Let's see if I can pull that off. Figure out where that drawing is. It's right there. So that's the drawing. And let's grab the other keyframe. See if I can locate it here. Here it is. Here it is. At least get it started. So I mentioned rotating in midair, right? That's the thing I'm going to be trying to make happen here. I'll turn this light off here. So this drawing here is the drawing that I'm starting with. And he's supposed to end in this position. So he's got to do like a full, he's got to do a full 180 midair. It's going to be interesting to see if I can pull that off, or rather if he can pull it off. Of course, the trick of this part is going to be breaking it down into smaller pieces. But that's the trick on a lot of it, really. Do a little Sharpie sharp on the pencil. Clean up all those shavings later. So he's going to be facing the other direction. So this will be interesting. So do a jump. Might give him a little bit more airtime on this one. And he'll jump really high. If I don't get this drawing done tonight, that's okay. I just want to get started, so the next time I sit down to work on this, I will have an idea of where I'm starting. And the reason why I may not finish it tonight is because I'm going to be honest with you, I am really hankering for some ice cream. It's for real. I got a real craving. And I'm also running low on sparkling water, and so I am debating in a few minutes here heading out to the store and doing a late night ice cream and water run, possibly some eggs as well. Not a whole lot of grocery shopping, but a little bit. I think I'm doing a little bit of late night grocery shopping. So it's going to be interesting. Hey, thanks for joining me, whoever has been hanging out with me the whole live stream tonight. I really appreciate it. Some nights it gets pretty crowded in here, and it's nice to have all of that. But other nights, like tonight, These are like, I call these my drawing nights because these are the nights where, you know, I get more drawing done. Nothing wrong with that. Wrap things up sort of in the last 5 minutes here. But I appreciate y'all hanging out. Time to switch my pencil out into the pencil holder that I have. Probably make it a little easier. I have this pencil extender. Oh yeah, that's way nicer. Now that's a full length pencil. I don't know why I waited that long to do that. Yeah, that's way better. My hands were getting cramped. Well, this might be a good place to wrap it up. So I just have a very, very rough pencil outline of new guy jumping in midair so that he can land. That's going to take a little bit more tweaking. I'm not ready with that yet, but that's okay. That gives me a really good starting position for next time I sit down. I think I am going to go and probably grab some ice cream. It sounds really good, if I'm being honest. Thanks for joining me tonight, everybody. And if you're watching this after the fact, thank you too. If you'd like to find out how you can support me, I can tell you right now, there's a few free ways you can support me. The really easy way is by clicking like and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. That's a really easy way to do it. If you want to throw some money at me, I appreciate that. Anything as low as $1 if you like. That is done at the address below me. Not right now, but coming up after this part. Over there. This part. So you can do that. You can also get a free trial for 1 week and see if you like the content I put out. Those are probably the two best ways you can support me. You can also share this video and tell people about what I'm doing and invite them to come hang out. Because honestly, as much as I love sitting here and drawing and listening to music, which I do love that, I can do that on my own any old time. But when I'm here live streaming, it's really kind of like nice to be interactive. So tell your friends, come hang out with me and engage, and we'll see you next week. I really appreciate you guys taking a little bit of time out of your evening. Go watch The Haunted Mansion in theaters now. Not a paid promotion, but just something I'm recommending you do. And yeah,